Okay, this is Gray Cook talking through a 30-year-old version of himself. I've got the skill set to really make a big change locally in tissue. I've got a lot of soft tissue skills. I know how to stick needles, do manipulations and all that. And being the age I am now, it's one of those wait for it moments. When somebody comes in and it's obvious that they've had an ankle problem for a while, they know which ankle is stiff, they can show you how it's stiff, the screen showed you how it's stiff. Do I still have to go global then? Well, the 30-year-old hero would like to go right for the problem. The 50-something-year-old wiser clinician will say, listen, we don't know how this one limitation of freedom is affecting the entire system. Obviously, we got tight tissue here. We've got poor ankle alignment. We may even have some structural change. But I'm going to lay up for a minute and just go through these global patterns. Believe it or not, it is a second layer of assessment. And I had that conversation with many of my instructors when they started seeing these global paths. It's almost a secondary way to rescreen them again and just make sure all these circuits will work together. But in doing them in a certain way, we end up dumping a lot of tone that we would be treating. So I have no illusions that I won't still have a stiff ankle at the end of this. But if I free up that ankle stiffness and don't get the global pattern ready, then the uptake won't occur. So if we go local, like a lot of us want to do without that global wash, you will lose that opportunity to see how much that catalyst, that one stiffness, was creating a ripple effect throughout the body. In clinic, we call that regional interdependence. And in, I think, the sports world, we call that a movement bad habit. In the fitness and exercise world, we do endless correctives on it and rarely expect a change. By doing the global of this scenario, we get to watch the ankle behave 3 different ways. We have an entire movement screen. We get to see if that changes the leg raise, the lunge, the hurdle step, the squat. But within the movement screen, we also have an ankle clearing exam that's extremely accurate and can demonstrate if the ankle became good enough in a single session or not. Also within the movement screen, we have a motor control screen, because if you crash balance on the way to getting more mobility, you've also hindered function. And that's what I think happens a lot when we have this mobility, flexibility hat on, is we gain so much range of motion that the body doesn't know what to do with it, and it doesn't use it, and therefore we don't see the benefit of that local investment on a functional change. So every strategy that we've come up with seems to be addressing the local problem and global problem. And what I'm looking for is a plateau. If I don't change global, local, or balance with this global approach, I'm not going back there. I know it's not working, but that doesn't mean it won't add value once we start getting the system to budge. Once again, we worry too much about the cells and not enough about the synapses, and sometimes we discuss the parts way more than the pattern that the part is simply a piece of. So the global approach, believe it or not, won't waste any time, and you can't get that information about the global wash once you go local. So if you go local, have a strong way to commit and realize you're probably still going to use the global wash to make the thing integrate on the back end.